Welcome everybody to this bi-weekly installment of Roll With It. If you were here last week, we'll go through a quick recap and then we'll get dive right into the session here. So last week we started our first online session. Started with the group be, talking about their future together. Turned into quite the little shopping fest between everybody. So after that, the group met with their contact, Darko, and managed to secure transport with him to the city of Eveningstar by the way of Dhedluk through the King's Forest. At that point, the group would determine what their future was going to hold at that point, whether or not they would continue on with Darko further east and then potentially north as he journeys back home to the town of Shadowdale, or whether or not they would part ways at that point and begin their own adventure, seeking whatever they wanted to do at that point. Um, After a a couple of days of downtime in Waymoot, the group departed out, ended up in Dhedluk in the evening, and um, met with the captain. Greeted Darko as you guys came into the town. He called Darko into his down to the barracks, spoke with him briefly, and then he came back to the Blushing Maiden Inn where everybody was staying for the evening, and indicated the captain might have a job or something that you guys could look into, given your past success in the town of Waymoot and helping them with their issues. After speaking with the captain, Oscar, you decided to assist him in some strange orcish behavior in the area. A couple of individuals have gone missing in a very bizarre manner, befitting orcs, since none of their stuff had been taken, just the people, for unknown reasons. The latest abductees being a young couple who had just married and deciding to go into nature, into this glade not too far from the town, and commune with nature and seek its blessing before beginning married life together. So, after speaking with Darko, you all decided to head back to the Blushing Maiden Inn, and we ended our evening there. So, at this point, you guys have the remainder of your evening, as Oscar was going to send a guard by the place in the morning, per Lady Lilith, to potentially begin your journey out into the woods. So, we'll begin there.
And about what time is it?
You guys got into town um, about 6 or so in the evening. You met with Oscar briefly. So I'd say you're probably sitting around 7:30 in the evening at this point.
Okay.
So you guys have a little bit of time in the evening left if there's anything you wanted to do in town before you retire for the evening, or you could just enjoy the festivities of the Blushing Maiden Inn.
Yeah, I'll just grab a drink and kind of hang out in the common area.
Very
Yeah.
well.
Same.
Me too.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, you guys enjoy the festivities of the inn. Quite a few. The clientele inside the inns can vary. You have, as we discussed before, Deadluck is kind of a retirement for the most part for a lot of former military officials, people who worked their way up through the Purple Knights Army, and basically saved up their funds so they could retire into a rustic, kind of peaceful village of Deadluck. A lot of nobles tend to use it also for like a vacation spot, somewhere they can go to kind of get away and just have things be a little bit quieter. So a lot of merchants will actually decide to lengthen their journey a little bit by going through the center of King's Forest as opposed to passing through some of the other areas in order to stop at this particular inn. So, as you guys are watching, you see people of affluence come in. You see people who move with the mannerisms of guards themselves, being people of military background, and then you see people who are traders or merchants or other potential mercenaries like yourself that are just enjoying the festivities. So it's an interesting conglomerate of individuals that are there. So people tend to stick to their own little groups, so to speak, and yeah, you guys have a pretty peaceful evening. Entertainment is nice as well. Performances do fairly well. Not quite to the same level as maybe like the Silver Wink or the Moon and Moon and Stars, or as Rowan would like to think of himself, probably. So, but other than that, you guys have a pretty peaceful evening. You guys can all head up to your rooms at your whatever time you like, and just want to pass forward to the next morning then.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm good.
All right, so you guys get up in the morning, head downstairs. Breakfast is served while you're there as well. They have a typical like hash that you can order if you'd like, or they do have eggs, and they have some bacon, some sausage, some hot cakes, coffee, ale and wine is served in the morning if you want that as well with your drinks. So whatever you guys decide you want to eat, there is a plethora of options to choose from. And at some point in the morning, how early does everyone get up?
With the sun.
With I figure for Kerr, yeah,
Probably with the son, because we're in the same room, and you know he's big and
he's a big guy. Yeah. All right.
I would get up a little later than that.
Sure. Okay.
I'll be up around 6 or 7.
Okay. All right. So, Kerr and Rowan, you guys are the first ones downstairs. Probably about a half hour later, so you see Rith and Kovac come down. Are you guys finding a table to share
yep.
Sure.
at this point?
Yeah, I'll come sit with them.
Sure.
And then Lilith, you'll be the final one to make your way down about an hour or so later after Rith and Rowan.
Fashionably late.
Yeah, as you should be. You're a very important person.
Right.
People are waiting on you. Things are as they should be. So, by that point, most of you are probably finished with your breakfast. So, Lilith, you come downstairs in the morning, and everybody's waiting there for you.
I would have a light breakfast. I mean,
Okay.
too heavy.
Okay. They can give you some lighter portions than what everybody else would probably be eating, especially Rith. But at some point in the probably not long after you come downstairs, Lilith, there is a purple knight that comes into the inn, goes up to the barkeep and has a brief conversation, and then turns your direction and heads towards you guys. Comes up to the table and he says, good morning. I was sent by Captain Oscar to escort you out to the glade whenever you are ready. Did you have a particular time that you wanted to leave this morning or this afternoon?
Everyone ready to go?
Yeah, I think
Now,
I'm ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go now.
Very well. That works very well for me. So he will go out the door and lead you guys through the main gates where you guys came in, around the around the eastern side of the town to the north part, following the road as much as possible. and then so basically you guys end up um, right following up right around here and passing through into the woods. You do find a trail that leads you into the woods. It's fairly well maintained, so to speak. It's not the road that you see everywhere else. It's just kind of a beaten down trail. At points, it is a little bit rough, but nothing that you guys aren't used to as far as traveling goes. Kerr, you're perfectly at home inside this particular type of situation. Actually, it's for your travel purposes. This is real smooth. You know, you're not having to duck past trees or anything like that. It's just nice straight shot. He leads you out in a western northwestern type direction for probably about 2 to 2.5 hours. You guys, and then he stops at a he stops at a crossroads and says, "The glade is about 15 minutes that way, further in. Just follow this trail. Real easy to find. Open up into an area, a pretty serene place. But must return to my duties inside the town. If you have any other questions, I'm assuming that you'll well, I'm sure you'll be able to locate anything that they had there, but I'll wait." He says, "Well, he says I'll follow you in for just a little bit longer. I think I can probably hustle back, just to make sure you don't have any questions once we get there. But he'll lead you on for the last 15 minutes, and you come into this open glade. It's a nice clearing. It has a serene pond that's kind of with a brook that kind of babbles into it. There's a nice the sun kind of is angling down at this point because it's probably getting close to about 11 or so. But you find yourself in a very peaceful and serene glade. And he kind of stands at the edge and waits.
So I'll just take a look around and kind of see the surroundings and see if there's anything really disturbed
Okay.
that we can take note of.
So you want to do an investigation around the area?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll an investigation check. Okay. What was the second one?
The second one is a 22.
Right, you rolled a second one though. So
Yeah, the second one I just hit the button. It didn't
oh,
go
you hit the
first
button
time.
twice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
it was actually a 10.
yeah. So you look around, and I mean, you do spot a what looks to be like a campsite that was set up. It's not that hard to find. Looks like there's like a little fire pit that was constructed using some rocks and whatnot. Other than that, you don't really notice anything else that's out of order in the area. This seems to be kind of off into the side to kind of be as little of a disturbance as possible. It looks like.
I'm gonna ask the guard too before he goes if he has a description of the couple.
Oh, yes, they younger couple. I believe they were 23 and 20. So young, lively. She had strawberry blonde hair, green eyes. Not, I'd say she was just a little over 5 foot. Real slight build. He was not too much bigger. He'll he'll look over towards like Kovac, Kovac, you're about how tall? About 5,
I just about 6, even.
about 6. Yeah, he'll say a little bit shorter than him. I'd say he was probably around 5'10" or so. Brown hair, about shoulder length, blue eyes, um, slight build as well. They were a more, I guess you could say, athletic-looking couple to a certain extent. They enjoyed hiking through the woods here, kept a fairly active lifestyle. Probably dressed in most of the time when they're dressed in traveling clothes, fairly plain, blues, browns. I'm not sure what they were wearing that particular day, to be honest with you, but she had longer hair, about shoulder blade length, I think.
Okay. I think, does anybody else have any questions for our friend?
Yeah. Roughly how many people have been taken?
It's kind of hard to nail down a precise number since some of them happen to be travelers, but I believe we know of, including these two, 6 or 7, I think.
Okay.
He'll kind of look at you, Kerr. Say, I'm sorry, did you have something as well?
Yeah. Was there any evidence of which direction they were taken in?
No, and not that we only knew that they were coming out here. We haven't had an opportunity to come out this way and investigate ourselves. So the captain had us staying in town. Like I said, we did have an incursion that happened not too long ago, so we wanted to. We were there for that, and haven't had a chance to get out here yet.
Okay.
Do we know what direction the orcs are coming from?
No, we haven't been able to isolate that as of yet. I would assume he kind of looks around. He says, well, I mean, if we haven't seen them near the city walls at any time. We do have some patrols that go out into the woods occasionally, not too far, but we just try to keep anything from being too close to the walls. And I wouldn't say they're any further south necessarily from here or in this immediate vicinity.
We were told that they were mainly just taking the people and leaving the belongings, correct?
Yeah, it's been real strange, really weird.
When that guy confirms it, Rowan just kind of gets a little nervous.
Okay. So, Lilith, when you did find the campsite as well, there is like a small pack that was there. Didn't really seem to have too much. It just seems like a small travel pack.
Okay.
But it was left behind.
I'd like to look around for signs of movement.
Okay, you can do a survival check. Okay. So you make a quick search around the perimeter, looking for broken branches, footsteps, all the such. And as you're making your way around the like kind of what would be west southwest area from leaving here, you do find some signs of disturbance. You find several heavy footprints that are kind of a little bit weathered at this point. So looks like they were made kind of a little while ago. Sorry, it says south instead of west southwest. It's actually west northwest.
Okay.
So.
I want to check the pack.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Oh,
Yeah,
Wait, I get to re-roll that.
Oh yeah, you do. It's a 1.
Okay.
Yeah, and you find
There's a
some
pack.
basic. It looks like basic travel stuff. You find a thing of rations, a couple things of rations in there, a water skin.
How many rats?
How many rations?
How long would I know how long that amount of rations would last?
Well, you know that there were at least 2 people. So it looks like maybe a day or 2. You can pick up the water skin. It's empty. So
Yeah. It doesn't look like they've been staying very long. So they couldn't have been out here very long. They got abducted.
speaking that out loud, or
Yes.
okay, yeah, the guard will say, yeah, from their family's descriptions, they were planning on coming out here for a couple days, 3 or 4 maybe at most, and then coming back. That was about that was about 4 or 5 days ago. They were expected back not yesterday afternoon, but the day before.
Guys, I found some tracks over here.
Okay. Follow them.
Okay.
Okay, so the guard will kind of says, good luck. Fall out there. I think goes without saying. But see you when you get back.
Okay. Thank you
You
for
will-
the
Of course, just doing my duty. Would like to see anybody come back home safe. So, and he will head back towards town. So all right, you can start following the tracks. They're not. It doesn't look like whatever was making them. You have. Go ahead and make a nature check.
Where is it? Where is it?
Or actually,
There it is.
sorry. No, that's fine. That's good actually. I was gonna say perception maybe.
I can do that instead.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Good enough. I mean, like I said, the tracks themselves are once you've spotted them, it's pretty easy for you to kind of determine how many there were. It looks like you've got at least 3, maybe 4 sets of footprints. One that's a bit heavier than the other ones. So you're not sure. Could be a larger creature or yeah, we'll say based on your initial survival check and your nature check, you can kind of see the footprints that come in and then leave, and one's a little bit deeper even coming in, but then on the way back, that same footprint, same size, is just a little sinking into the ground just a little bit more, like
Okay.
it's carrying a little bit more weight.
Right. So there's 3 to 4 of them, and there's a big one amongst them.
You look at the size of the footprint, it's not quite the same size as like yours, Kerr.
Still, big
You've got
for
some,
orc.
yeah, you've got some pretty big feet, but this one's bigger than the other one. So, go ahead and make me just one more survival check as you're going along. All right, yeah.
Yeah, use all those 20s here.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yep. So, yeah, you have no issues following the tracks the rest of the way. You guys follow him for probably about 3 or 4 hours. You're going through the woods themselves. It's a little bit rougher go this way, but yeah, it kind of starts out west and then angles a little bit more northwest. So about 4 hours later, you come to another. You start to see it through the woods, and you see another clearing. But this particular clearing is not like any of the other ones that you've seen up to this point, because it's clearing because trees have been chopped down. As you're kind of following along, Kerr, I mean, you notice it as you're kind of looking up. The ground kind of turns from a green, and then in the distance you can kind of see almost like brown wilted grass in the distance and stumps. Looks like some trees that have been cut down. And from the distance, it looks like, I mean, a fair amount, fairly good sized clearing. But you guys do see a clearing in the distance.
Okay.
Go ahead and everyone make me a perception check real quick too. Okay. Kerr and Lilith, you guys do notice that there are some telltale signs of smoke coming up. Looks like it would probably be from like maybe a campfire. There's one that's a little bit bigger, not too big, and then there's one that's kind of like a little wisp. Rowan, you do see the campfire smoke. The little wisp one kind of escapes you a little bit, but you do see the main one. Kovac, it takes you a little bit, but I mean, eventually they can point it out to you and you see it. Rith, you're doing something.
Trees.
Yeah.
Poor trees.
You've been walking for a really long time. It's kind of boring.
Hungry.
So.
Bored.
So, what would you guys like to do?
I'll point out the 3 campfires, or 3 smoke towers, basically, and ask what's the plan.
2 campfires. By the way, you see 2 trails of smoke. One big with one small.
Can we tell, like, did you say that they're, like, in the opening, or are they, like, in another wooded area? Like,
you haven't seen anybody yet. You see a clearing up ahead.
Okay. And we just see, like, some smoke near it, or...
Yeah, with Lilith and Kerr, you would have noticed, too. It looks like there are some... you had noticed originally that there were some trees that were kind of cut down. But in the distance, there's a hill that kind of comes up at the top where the trees are cut down. And at the top of the hill, you look what seem to be like maybe like the tips of almost like a wooden palisade wall, like wooden spikes. So you do see those kind of in the distance.
Don't know what to do here, guys. I think that's them.
What's that? Where the smoke's coming from, or what do you mean?
Yeah, I think that's the orc encampments. I mean, it may not be, but the trail did lead to here.
Am I the only one that can't hear Doug?
What? No,
Huh? What? Hear who?
I can't hear Lilith.
I can't.
I can see
I can-
talking, but I can't hear.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't catch it either.
I didn't even see that Lilith talking. Sorry, I try not to look up too much. Yeah, Lilith's still trying to talk. Nope.
Yeah, no cards.
Yeah, no cards.
Little friend mute.
Little mute. Yeah, that's accurate. Yeah.
With protect.
Well, I'm not much of a strategist, but is there a couple people who want to go take a closer look, use the tree line?
Not exactly stealthy.
I'll look Lilith's direction as
Yeah,
I
that's to
say that.
I think Lilith is wanting to do that.
I mean, I could possibly go as well too.
Is that one of those signals? Stay
So-
here.
We stay here, they go.
All right.
That's your sign language lesson for the day.
Now we're getting into real world application. All
I
right.
remember this signal. Oh wait,
All right. So Lilith and Rowan are going up, right?
yeah.
All right.
There
Hey.
we
Got him.
We got him. Lilith is back.
All right. Yes, I want to go up closer.
Okay. Let me give
Kurt,
you.
you got that. Great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Running fast.
Okay, so did that bring you guys to the?
It's loading.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
loading.
it's
It
loading.
is loading. Or camp.
There we go.
Why is it always that like one last one that takes longer than the rest?
Right?
It's your character.
All right, I'm in.
Okay, is it
I'm
visible?
not.
I'm not. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Is what visible? The map?
Hey.
The map itself.
Yes.
Okay.
Not
Just
for
want to
me.
make sure.
I'm still on that last one.
Okay. So the rest of the group will be a little further back. And basically this is everyone on here right now? Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Not quite yet.
Not
Like, Rowan would probably leave a little bit of a buffer between him and Lilith as well, because
sure.
I'm sure she's probably sneakier.
She rolled a 15. You want to roll a stealth check there.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I lied.
Not as sneaky.
All right, good times. All right, so right around this particular area right here where you can see that stump is about where the hill kind of crests a little bit. It's not a very big hill, but you have a good idea that, you can't necessarily see all the way down to the other side, but as you guys are approaching, if you guys want to point it out, you do see the kind of palisade walls off to the side here, off in this direction. So, where would you guys like to move off to?
It just loaded in for me.
Okay.
Cool.
So here's the top of the hill. Kind of goes around this way.
Seeing where I can see now.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Got it. I see your arrow.
Yep. Top of the hill kind of goes around this way here. So, and then you have some chopped down trees. You have some that are still up, but you do have some cover off to. So you guys are looking from this one. South is to the top, and then west is to the side there, to the right. So you do have a tree line that goes kind of to the south. Off in the distance, you do see kind of a collection of fairly large rocks or boulders kind of piled up on the other side of the hill.
I think I'm gonna head towards tree line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and move yourself wherever you want to go. Okay.
The rest of the three of us were still on the timber, right?
Yeah. So the kind of where, like, the edge of where you guys are at is kind of where the deforestation starts. So, you
Well,
guys
while they do that, I'm going to find a big tree, sit down behind it, and pull out a book.
okay. All right. So, you guys can kind of see the top of the hill from there. See the rocks kind of off to your west. They're kind of in between the two of you right now, straight ahead of where you're going towards. So, kind of off in this direction over here. You guys still moving?
So they are. Yeah, that's where I'm headed to.
Keep going that way. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So as you get to there, you're almost at the top of the hill from this area because it kind of goes around here. So as you get down to this area, it'll start to become a little bit more visible.
It's this.
So what you see there, you can kind of see those.
Is that at the top of the hill, kind of there?
You're kind of coming down. You're a little bit down the hill. You're going down a little bit.
Okay.
So from there, you do see often. So off in this direction, right about here, you see a little wisp of smoke coming up. And then a little further down this way, you see a larger plume of smoke.
And this right here is the palisade.
Yep. And then you can see those rocks. They do go up quite a bit. They're fairly large boulders. They're very slick, very smooth. You can make a perception check if you'd like. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they look pretty smooth. They look like pretty smooth rocks. Not sure how good they would be for climbing necessarily, but Rowan, are you still back there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's about as far as I'm gonna go by myself.
Okay.
I
Make a-
don't want to be out here by myself.
No, that's fine. So from there, you can see that the palisade wall kind of curves around to the north and to the west. From that direction, there is, you can see down this hill. Right here, there is another like barricade, like a palisade barricade. It's a freestanding one. It's not a closed-in wall. It looks like, but from what you can see, that is there. This deforest, this brown wilted grass, some of it just being dirt in certain areas here. You can see kind of goes down to about this area here, and yeah, it's about what you can see.
Can I see anybody like on? Is it like up here,
There,
like on the palisade?
no, it doesn't really look wide enough to necessarily walk.
Okay.
It's more just more for, it looks like more for containment purposes.
Gotcha. Can I tell if there are there like big spaces in between the logs that are up?
No, it looks pretty closed in for the most part. I mean, the logs are stationed pretty close together. I mean, you could go up, and if you wanted to go up to the wall, you could see if you could peek through. It looks like there's some small cracks in there, but they've positioned.
I just
them
don't
like
want to
that
be
for quick.
seen. That's the thing. I don't want to be seen through it.
Doesn't really look
Is what I was.
like there's. I mean, the cracks that you see are maybe. It's hard to tell from this distance, but maybe a couple inches at best.
Okay. Chance it.
Okay. Go ahead and move yourself wherever you want to go up there. You try to look in then?
Yeah.
Peek in. All right, go ahead and make another perception check. Okay.
God.
It's hard to tell what you can see in there, but you do see what looks to be like a fire pit in the middle. You don't see anybody else in there. It's strangely vacant in there. Right in the
Alright.
middle, you do see a fire pit, like right here. It's got some glowing embers in it.
I'm gonna head back to where I saw Rowan last. Way.
Okay, head back towards Rowan.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's
All right,
it look
Rowan.
like?
I didn't see anything through the wall. I made it all the way up to the wall. It looked like some logs, and I saw a fire. Kind of through it. That's about it.
Cool.
Couldn't see much. I think it was a little taller than.
Make a quick intelligence check for me too, real quick. Lilith. Okay. Yeah, being that close, I mean, that little wisp of fire was kind of in the middle of the palisade walls. The bigger one, which you're assuming is kind of a campfire, was actually beyond those particular walls. So it wasn't even inside those palisade walls.
Okay. So that's what I saw. I'll tell Rowan.
Okay.
So there could possibly just be no one inside.
Inside the small one. Pretty much how I see it.
Okay. We should let everyone know.
I agree.
All right. So you guys head back?
Yeah.
All right. Kerr, were you doing anything
Not
while they were
fine.
Uh, no, just hiding behind this bush or tree.
Okay. Yeah, it's a tree that's, I mean, it's big enough for you to be behind. Kovac, you're reading. Rith, or were you doing anything? You're just hiding behind that tree there too.
Just standing there watching over the edge, looking to see if anybody comes that way.
Comes towards you guys?
Yep.
Okay.
Looking for a fight.
Yeah.
I am.
Um,
I'll probably have my hammer out and I'll just be like this.
Sure.
Just standing there.
Yeah. What else would you be doing? All right. So, Lilith and Rowan, you guys make your way back to the rest of the party. Kerr, you see him coming down the hill from the other side. Rith, you see him approach as well. Kovac, are you facing towards the hill or kind of away from the hill?
No, I'd have my back to it.
Okay.
So
Alright.
I would have put the tree between myself and the fort.
Okay. So you don't necessarily see them come back.
No.
So. All right. The four of you are gathered.
Find anything?
A smaller palisade. Didn't see anything. That's about it. Nobody shot at us, though.
That's good.
Yeah.
So that you do hear him talking. Is there?
So apparently, it looks like the bigger fire is actually past it and not inside of it.
Okay.
From what Lilith was telling me.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe there's not people inside. I mean, we could just go knock on the door and ask.
Right. Do we want to go in? Like, did you check all the way around it? Is it one continuous palisade wall, or is it like?
Didn't get that far because I didn't want to be by myself. If it
Saw that the palisade went into those fairly large boulders there, kind of used it as a natural wall. But yeah, you're not quite sure.
there
how
are
far it
boulders on the
continues.
south. I don't know how well we'd be able to climb them. But they look slick.
Front door seems like a good option.
Yeah.
As much as I hate to say it, it might be.
Okay.
Go
You guys
now?
moving up to there.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys say front door is a good option, and Rowan takes off to the southwest. All right. So you guys are kind of near the top of the hill there. So that'll get you. All right. So, Kerr, from where you're at the top of the hill there. Are you guys approaching stealthily or just walking up?
I'm definitely going to be stealth.
Okay.
I'm just walking.
Yeah, I'm just walking.
Okay. You're not stealthing it, Riff?
No.
No, I didn't figure as much. All right, so Lilith, you make your way stealthily up to the rock. You're hidden behind the stump there. You kind of get a peek over as Kerr comes lumbering up the hill to the top. And as you're both looking over, let me do something. I'm going to move you real quick, Kerr, so you can
Okey-doke.
see. You're right there. So that's what you can see in that area.
Okay.
So you're like right there. There's a couple of you can see a couple of orcs that are sitting right by a campfire. So Lilith, as you see Kerr come lumbering up the hill, their eyes kind of look up from their pit that they have there, and they see him because he's not being stealthy at all. So, you see them reach down and pick up, each of them carrying a battle axe. There's no war cry though. You don't hear them yell or anything. They just kind of stand
I'm
up.
totally taking a shot at one.
Okay. So let's go ahead and roll initiative.
I was gonna say I do one of those like Sasquatch freezes and then just kind of wave.
Okay.
He turns blurry. Does this.
Right.
Aw.
Cool. Okay. All right, so let's see here. We had Rowan. I think you're at the top there, buddy.
Woo.
And then you all rolled pretty terribly. But thankfully for you guys, they rolled worse.
Go team. Wait,
Kurt
they
and
rolled
Kovac-
worse?
Wow.
They're just saving those 20s.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to talk about it yet. Kurt and Kovac, you guys both rolled the same initiative, the same decks. Who would like to go first?
I'll let Kerr go first since he's in front.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you have, I guess you could see first, so. And then Rith, you're actually above Lilith. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, starts off, Rowan. You're kind of behind the tree there, so you see Lilith try to like flag Kerr to stop for a moment, as Kerr just gets up to the top, looks, and like gives a little wave.
They didn't
And
go
then you
over that
see-
signal.
Yeah. I should have.
And so you see Lilith kind of, I don't, what would be her expression at this point from that? Yeah, okay. You see a little bit of exasperation from the side of her face. Puts her head down and then pulls up with her bow. So what would you like to do?
I'm gonna move this way.
Okay.
And
You could see a tent.
I'm
kind of where
gonna hold my action until like I can actually see an orc come out or someone come out. An enemy
Hold your
come out.
attack.
Yeah.
Okay. Holding your attack. Got it. All right. Run. All right. To Rith.
Rith will move there.
So you see a wall in front of you right here as you're kind of coming up over the hill.
Okay.
That extends down just a little bit, but
And I'll move. Let's go there instead.
all right. Lilith.
Where are these orcs at?
Really wish I could. Here, I'm gonna move you real quick so you can.
Okay, yeah, because
That's everybody.
Ah,
Everybody. There we go. So
rush attack.
Okay,
those
got it.
two right here are what you can see. So they are. What's the range on your bow?
Let me look. It's like 120, so I don't think I can reach.
So 120. They're just out of your regular range, so you can make an attack. It would just be a disadvantage.
I'm actually going to as far as I can go. And then use the dash for my bonus action.
Okay. You have to go down
Yeah.
just probably about 5 feet to have a clear shot.
I gotta move there.
You'd have a clear shot there, so that gives you.
And I can see the Orog.
You can see. You can see part of the Orog. He's standing up too, picking up a big old great axe. He's heftier. He looks heftier than the other ones, wearing much better armor. These guys that you can see down here look like 2 standard orcs. The one that's right here, you have a clear vantage on. This guy right here has about 3/4 cover.
I will take a shot at the clear guy.
That guy right there?
Yep.
Go ahead and fire away. 17. You take 7. All right, and I think you still had 5 feet of movement left if you want to use any of it. Or maybe 10. I think you have 10. All right. Kerr.
Okie doke. I'm going to move to there.
All right.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to summon my bear totem.
Okay.
And I want to place it right in between the two. I just pointed out my screen for no reason. Right here.
Okay.
Between 2 palisades. I want to try to make it seem like I just summoned a real bear in front of these orcs.
Okay.
As an attempt to scare them a bit.
Okay. And the bear totem gives you, is that
it'll give any ally within it 7 temporary hit points and advantage on strength checks and saves.
Gotcha. Okay.
Nice.
So no one's quite within range of that yet, except for you, right? Or are you into it?
I think I am. I don't know.
Were you putting it like right here or
Yeah,
here?
about right there.
So right there,
because I can do it within 60 feet of me.
Yeah, that there is 30 feet, right?
Yeah, it's about there.
So yeah, right there would just be out of range. It's at 40 right there. So, I mean, you can leave it there if you like. That's fine.
Right. Well, I'm trying to use it more as intimidation right now.
Hey, go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Haha! Super scary.
They summon the bear, and you try to make it roar, and it roars, but it's still kind of see through.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. All right. Anything else for you? For your
just kind of shrug and give like the sheepish grin, like, well, that didn't work.
Okay. Anything you want to do with your action?
No, not really. Just I guess hold it for in case someone charges me to attack them.
Okay. Just with your staff, or you?
My club.
Okay. Kovac.
Okay.
Right. Moves up 30 feet. Just casually making his way up the hill. All right. So. All right, so Rowan, you see an orc come charging out here. That is within your range at this point. If you want to take a shot,
let's do it.
$18. All right, 18 will hit as you shoot him in the shoulder as he's running up with his great axe. 8 points of damage. That max? That is max. Nice. That's as far as they can move. So he can move. Comes charging out as well. They can't quite get him with range of view. This guy comes charging out, and he is a slightly bigger orc. Says they're an Orog, but he looks like another orc, just more, I guess, as they can be put together for an orc. He wears actual plate mail as opposed to just scraps of armor. Weapon looks a little bit nicer as well, more well maintained. He manages to get up to you, Kerr. So he's charging at you, ready to attack, but he can't attack this particular round. You do have your held action if you wish to use it.
I will indeed.
Crit.
Nice.
Whoa!
4 damage. All right. All right. So that is their go. Rowan, back up to you.
I'll move here and take another pop shot at number 2.
All right.
I want to know who he works for.
Another 20. Nice. That hits. 5 more damage. Nice. So take another and hit him in the thigh as he's running forward. There's a small grunt of pain, and just hefting his great axe, still ready to go. Rift. Everyone went the opposite way.
Rith sees this and is disappointed. I can't quite get to. Darn it. So I will move here.
Okay.
30 feet, and I will ready an action to attack if one of them comes next to me.
Okay.
And I don't know. I'll try insulting them. Mother ugly.
Make an intimidation check.
They might understand.
Yeah.
Much scarier.
Right.
The one that just got shot twice by Rowan kind of looks at you shocked for a second, like,
oh,
what do you mean my mother's ugly? So we'll see next turn if it has any kind of effect for him.
All right. Well, that's supposed to be +2 more. I forgot to update that.
Okay.
Just
Oh,
heads up.
right. Yep. Okay. So 18. All right. Good. So
Mother ugly.
mother ugly.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Lilith.
All right. So, a little bit. And I'm going to take a shot at Orog.
Right, the one that's engaging Kerr. Go for it.
Yes.
Oof.
Ouch.
So you take a shot with your arrow, and it just kind of nicks off of one of the shoulder pauldrons there and flies harmlessly off. Anything you want to do with the rest of your movement?
Nope. I'm good.
All right. Kerr.
Okay. I'm going to use my bonus action to move the bear totem. Yeah, right there. And then I'm going to use my action to cast Entangle right there.
Dexterity save.
Strength.
Strength. Okay. And what's the
DC's 14.
DC is 14. Okay. So the Orog first. Ooh, nope. And then Orc 1 and 2 both have to make it, correct?
Yep.
The 2 makes it. Orc 1 does not make it. So the guy in the back is so they are entangled and are they restrained?
Sorry, let me get back to it.
Yep.
Yep, restrained.
Restrained. Okay.
And
they make a save at the end of their turn?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'll use my move to head towards Rith, and at Orc 2, I'll be like, yeah, what he said.
Okay. What he said. Okay. So you move away. The Orog does get one swing at you at disadvantage. So take the first one. Oh, that would have been good on the second one, but the natural one
Yeah.
kind of cancels that out. So, all right. The Orog misses you with 2 swipes. So Rith, you see is the 2 that vines spring up out of the ground and ensnare 2 of them. Well, all of you guys see it. The vines spring up out of the ground, wrapping around their legs and like kind of holding them in place. As Kerr starts to move away, the Orog goes to swing, brings back his great axe, and he's about to unload until he gets to right here, and a vine gets around his wrist just for a second, and pow, plants it into the ground right in front of him. So the other guy seems to kind of chop the vines away as they're coming towards him, and just manage just to break away. So, all right, Kovac.
Okay.
All right. So Orc 1 will get his go here. All right, so he has to make a strength save at the end of his turn. Let's see. What was the DC again?
14.
14? Okay. He does manage to break free at the end of his turn. He's good. Orc 2 was not exactly happy with the insult, so he comes running towards you, Rith. So you can take your held action if you'd like.
All right, I will swing. Batter.
13. 13 just barely misses on him. He just kind of dodges to the side. He sees you kind of holding your maul, ready to attack at him. He's going to take 1 attack at you. 12. I'm assuming will miss horribly.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. So your attack kind of catches him off guard, and while he manages to dodge yours, it makes his attack kind of go high, up over your head, and you guys are just standing there looking at each other. Orog is next. He will try to make his strength save. Oof. doesn't really matter. It's a natural 1, so he's still held in place. Nope. Okay. Let's see. So this, you see this female half orc come out from behind the tent there, and she's going to launch a spell at you, Rith. 24 to hit.
Yep.
All right, so you take 12 damage as this green bolt slams into you, and as it slams in, the green bolt kind of swirls around you, making you just a slightly better target. So the next hit has advantage on you.
Okay.
And it was,
That is not
radiant damage.
acid by any chance, correct?
Radiant
Okay.
damage. So it's kind of a silvery green.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll step back. And that's it. All right, so that's her go. Rowan.
Entangled just means that he can't move, right?
He is restrained,
or-
so attacks on him have advantage.
Okay. I'll fire him then.
All right, you got advantage. Go for it. Go ahead and make your another one just to see what it does. 21 does hit. So that'll do. We'll take the 6. All right. You managed to find a little crease in the armor as his arm's kind of held from his axe. You take a shot right underneath the arm there. Goes right into his side. Not a deep wound, but you hit him. And that's the important part.
I'm gonna give a bardic inspiration to Kovac.
Okay. Kovac, you have a D6 to add to any of your rolls for the next 10 minutes. That it for
Both,
you?
just 2 attacks.
Attacks, saves, and ability checks, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Alrighty.
Anything else for you, Rowan?
No, that's
Any
it.
movement? Okay. Rith.
I will rage
I figured.
and swing.
Go for it. 19 will hit. And that is your rage damage, okay.
Yep.
Him 26. Nice. Okay. So after that silvery bolt smacks into you and you whiffed on your first one, man, you're just pissed. You swing away, and how do you want to kill him?
I'm gonna just swing right into the chest.
Okay.
And as I swing with that one, I'm gonna say taste hammer.
All right. So your first attack misses, and his attack goes high, and you just continue around with momentum and just bring it right over your head down into his chest cavity, and you watch it just cave in, and he just drops. You hear a very satisfying crunch of many bones. So
I will then move to there.
okay. Lilith.
I'm gonna take a shot at Orog.
All right. And your other one advantage,
Oh, sorry.
just in case you crit. But all right, so 7 plus your sneak attack, so 9 damage to him. Right. Nice. You see where Rowan put his arrow and think that that's a fantastic spot to shoot someone. Your angle is just a little bit better, so it kind of sinks in a little bit deeper than his did, because he was shooting it more of a front angle. You got the side, so works to your advantage, and you take it. So, any movement for you?
I am going to right there.
Okay. Kerr. Rith, you
I'll-
do have 7 temporary hit points as well now, since you're inside the bear totem. Just so you know. Go ahead, Kerr. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I will use my bonus action to cast Shillelagh.
Okay.
And then I will kind of waste my action by using Druidcraft to make the entangles around the Orog sprout flowers. And then I'm going to move right there.
Okay. All right. And Rith, you did hear me about the temporary hit points, right?
Yeah, I'm not in the. Oh, I am in the space. Okay,
Yeah,
I thought
you're
I
in the
was.
space. No, yeah,
Okay.
It should be right there.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've got a position.
I thought it was
on
back
it.
further. Sorry.
Nope, that's why I was telling you.
Okay.
The Kovac, you're inside range too, so you have 7 temporary hit points right now.
Got it.
All right, and Kovac, it is your go. All right, go ahead and make your 2 attack and make your attack at advantage.
Think I'm done rolling dice now.
Yeah. All right, so you rolled the exact same thing.
Yeah, I
That's
was gonna say,
amazing.
how do you do that?
Yeah.
What's the D6 for you again? I can't remember. Is that?
Bardic inspiration.
Oh, that's right. Are you using it on that attack then?
Yeah.
You don't have to. It's up to you.
Yeah. No. I'm
Okay.
I'll go ahead.
Yep. No, that's fine.
You were
So
1
yeah,
point different in that roll. That's amazing.
I know that's statistic. I mean, max damage on the first one there. That's amazing. That's great. All right. So yeah, your 20 does hit, and dig in pretty nice and deep to him. So he's looking pretty beat up. He's looking wounded. So all right. You are still within range of the bear totem as well. So
Okay.
all right. So orcs go. You're right there, Rith. So he's going to come up and take a swing at you. Ooh, it's a crit. With max damage as well. So that's 27
Okay.
damage.
So I take half of that.
Yeah, so reduced to 13. With your 7
All right.
temporary hit points, you're still up?
I'm still up. That's right. I'm still up either way, even without the 7 extra
Okay,
or the
okay.
7 extra by 1. I'm up by 1.
Okay, so are you looking bloodied at this point?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
If I could rage, I would rage again.
so you watch as the orc just comes in and just lays a vicious chop into Rith, and he breaks quite a few scales. You guys have watched. I mean, Rith's scales are pretty tough, and they've deflected quite a bit, but this one just kind of cuts right in. So All right. 2. We'll see if he. Nope. All right. Orog gets his attack on you, Kovac. It's at disadvantage. So. Be amazing. Ooh, still good. With the bless. A 22 to hit.
Yep.
So he swings at you with his great axe, manages to kind of just, you see as the vines are kind of holding him back for a second, but then there's kind of this surge of energy and they loosen for just a second, and he swings his great axe down into you and opens up a nice gash across your abdomen. So that's his go.
Must have been that flower power.
It. She moves up there and
Oh, what was the damage on that?
14.
14. Okay.
Yep. She casts another spell and a she takes inspiration from Eurus since she's attacking you with it, and this wicked-looking maul appears in the air next to you and takes a swing.
No.
Nope. That's a 9 to hit. So
Cool.
yeah, but it's just kind of floating in next to you there. So that is her go, and Orog has to actually make his strength save. So he breaks free of the
Flower power.
entanglement as well. All right. And back to the top with Rowan.
Okay. I'm gonna move here.
Okay.
Take a shot at the orc.
That's engaged with Rith.
Yep.
Okay. Team just hits. He's kind of barely makes its way through his hide armor that he has. So that's 4 damage. All right.
And then I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Rith.
What is that? 60 feet on that one?
Yeah.
Right?
Or yeah.
Okay. Go
That
ahead.
should be like 40. I think I measured it with the thing.
Yeah. Good. You're good. Wow, max healing. So you get 9 hit points back, Rith. Some of those scales start to come
I'll
back
take it.
together. So, are you just looking wounded now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is that it for you, Rowan?
Yeah.
All right. Rith, your go.
Well, I have a guy in front of me. I will
You do.
sidestep to here
Going around him. Okay.
and swing.
Do you want to go reckless at all with yours, or are you good with just regular?
Oh, I can do that, can't I?
Yeah, that was a new one you got
Turn,
last time.
Advantage attack. Yeah, I will gain advantage.
Okay, go ahead and take your advantage then.
Ooh.
That was a good shot. That was a good choice. All right, so that's 12, 19 damage on the critical, because yeah, that'll hit. All right. So, say as you kind of step around him, you just kind of take a nice side wind up to the side. I'm assuming, or are you coming down on
Yeah.
top of him?
Yeah, I'm
All
just
right.
I'm just swinging it around, and I'm gonna keep my eyes focused on the female orc in front of me
Okay.
as
We'll
I
say
do it.
as you come around, you trip the guy with your thing, and you just look at her in the face as the orc goes to the ground. You just smash right into the center of his chest, and it's a
And
bloody mess.
then I walk the remaining 30 feet.
Okay. All right. And Lilith.
I am going to shoot Orov again.
All right. He is no longer restrained, so it's just a standard attack.
He is engaged with Kovac, though. Huh?
He is, so yeah, I'll give you that. You can have it. You can have the sneak attack.
Oh, never mind.
All right, so
It doesn't matter.
try to shoot past Kovac and just doesn't happen to catch him. But any movement for you?
Gonna there, and then I will use my bonus action to dash there.
Okay. Is your movement 25?
It's 20.
Oh.
Or maybe 25.
I thought Gnome said 25.
It is 25.
It is 20.
It's 25.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'll just
I thought
move
so.
10 more feet that
Yep.
way.
All right. Didn't want you to cheat yourself.
No, yeah.
All right, Kerr.
I will cast Healing Word on Kovac.
Okay.
Hey.
Rolled a 1. Nice.
Well, I tried.
Feel a little bit better, Kovac. The wound's not quite as deep.
I will move there.
All right. Kovac.
All right.
Ooh.
Oh,
Take your swing at him, and it just kind of bounces off of his finely made armor. So,
okay. How's he looking?
looking bloodied. He's almost bloodied. He's looking pretty beat up, but
All right. Well, action surge.
all right. Oof.
Wow.
5 and a 1. Ouch.
That is unfortunate.
It is. Trying to get your second surge of adrenaline, you tried to go for it, and it just did not work out for you very well there. So,
15, 20. Yeah. Yeah, I'll end there. That's fine.
all right. And Orog's turn. I'm gonna go ahead and swing. 18 to hit.
Yep.
18 just hits. All right, so he does 8 damage with his great axe. And that'll be it for him. Can't do anything with that. All right, so she casts another spell, and around her, these magical emanations start to appear. They look like spears and swords, and they just start swirling around her, within about a 15-foot radius of her. So that is her go there. And
So does it does it extend from her, or is it
Mhm.
50 foot around her?
15 foot from her. So she
Okay.
is the focus of it. So she's
Gotcha. So
got-
I'm just outside, but now I'm in. Okay.
well, you're in the range. So it's a 15-foot radius from her. So anything within 15 feet of her is inside of this whirling sphere of
Okay.
just radiant looking spears and other sharp pointy weapons. So that is her go. And Rowan.
I'll move here. Take a shot at Orog.
All right, go for it.
Hey.
23 will hit for 6 damage. Nice. He's looking pretty bloodied now, so you sink one in right next to where Lilith put hers and your previous arrow went, so slowly whittling him down. Anything else you want to do with...
I'm gonna give another inspiration to Kovac again.
Okay. Rith, at the start of your turn, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Oh, sorry. I think
Is that a wisdom check or a wisdom saving
that was a
throw?
wisdom check. I don't think there's a difference, but yeah, there's no difference.
I mean,
and
you rolled exactly the same thing. All right. So as these spears circle around you, they start to tear into your flesh. You take 9 points of damage. So basically, what you healed, it is radiant as well.
All right. So,
And now you can go.
oh, I look extremely bloody again. Yeah, let's walk up to her and I will reckless
Swing away, sir.
attack.
$14 just hits, so that's 15 damage to her. All right, Lilith. Or anything else you're doing? I guess with.
That's all I have on.
I mean, you have your bonus action still if you want,
I don't think I have anything that I can do bonus wise besides move.
or your potion. That's all you have.
Oh, I guess I could take that.
It's up to you.
I'll go with the luck of the gods. We'll see how that goes.
All right, good deal. I like it. Lilith.
I am going to take another shot at Orog.
Head. Oh,
Oh, yeah. And of course, I rolled a 1 damage.
I mean, he is engaged, so you do get the sneak on him,
Hey, that's better.
which is part of the dice roll. So that's 14 plus 4 is 18. All right, so you guys have just been peppering this one region along the side of along his side, and that last arrow finds a spot that seems to have been just kind of opened up a little bit more by those 3 consecutive shots into his side, and it just goes straight through his ribs and right into the center of his chest, going right into his heart. So he drops to the side of the ground. Like, Kovac, he looks like he's getting ready to gear up at you again. He kind of goes, "Roar, roar," and just gurgles and falls over. Great axe falling to the ground.
I'm gonna loot Kovac and move. Move about right there.
Okay, just using your bonus action to dash a little bit.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Kerr, if you can make a wisdom saving throw for me, please. All right, so you save. You take. You take half of the damage as they hit you, which I rolled much higher. Well, I can't remember. How have you well, you know what, I'm gonna use the same damage I used for Rith because it's part of that same round. So you take half of the 9, which is 4. That's actually, Rith, it should have been necrotic, not that it matters, I don't think, for you necessarily.
No, that would
Yeah.
not matter on
Right.
my.
So it is necrotic damage.
Okay.
All right, and it's your go.
All right. I'm going to use my bonus action to wild shape for the first time.
Ooh,
I'm going to turn into a wolf.
nice.
I'm going to move right behind this spellcaster.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to use its bite attack. It's the same bonus as my club, so I'm going to roll it and then type in the
that's
damage.
fine. That's fine. $20 will hit. And then what's the damage for it?
It is 2d4.
Okay.
I mean,
Do you want to just roll another
yeah,
D4?
2d4.
Just roll another D4 and...
I don't have one set up.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
So 9 damage altogether.
And she needs to make a strength save. DC 11.
Let me make her con save. So she maintains her spell. And you said a strength save?
Uh-huh.
You said 11?
11.
11. Yeah, she does manage to make it. She rolled
Okay.
an actual 19.
She is
so
not knocked prone then.
not knocked prone. Okay. As you try to latch onto her ankle and drag her to the ground,
Yep.
she holds pretty firm and resolute. So, all right. Anything else for you, Kerr?
Nope, that'll do it.
All right. So, sorry, you should have made that attack with advantage since you're flanking as well.
Okay.
So just see if just in case you fail.
Nope, first one was better.
Yep, that's fine. Just didn't want to cheat on anything. Kovac.
Yeah, looks like they got things handled. I guess I'll go ahead and search this dude in front of me.
Go ahead and roll your investigation check. Okay. You make a search of him, and he's wearing a fairly nice set of plate armor. And then, like I said, there's a great axe that dropped to the ground. Its construction is a bit, I wouldn't say rough. It is a little, it's obviously orcish, but it's a nice great axe. So it's good quality. You probably have to find a very specific or very special type of buyer to potentially purchase this for you, or it's just something that could be used by someone else. So
Okay.
but yeah. So the plate armor. I mean, he can't necessarily do anything with that yet because it does take a while to remove that, but he does have it. It looks nice. It's
Okay.
repelled most of your attacks, so
Yeah.
still in pretty good shape. The orcs' turn. Those guys are gone. Yep, she's going to fire. Kind of looks between the two of her. She's got a wolf trying to lashed onto her ankle right now, and a big old dragon in front of her. She will make. She's going to cast her guiding bolt at you again, Rith. Since you're right next to her, she does have to make it at disadvantage. Oof. Okay. So yeah, first time I rolled it was a 19. Second roll was only an 8 for a total of 14. Well, let me just add her. No, she had to drop that. So yeah. So she tries to fire it at you with Kerr pulling on her ankle. She releases the energy and it sails off over your shoulder and into the air and explodes somewhere off in this area. That is. There you go. Rowan, you're up.
I'm going to move here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast True Strike on her.
Okay, so the next attack on her gets advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Anything else you're doing with your...
No, that's it.
Okay. All right. Rith, since you're still inside the circle here, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
All right. I will use an inspiration point.
Okay. Just remember next you'll have to declare that before
Say
you
it before.
roll it.
Okay.
Yep. That's fine. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
I was saying it as I was hitting it, but
Yep, I hear you. No, that's good.
Okay. Apparently, I'm destined to not save.
So that's 17 damage as they rake into you again, necrotic.
Okay, I will drop.
Rith goes to swing, the spears and everything just kind of shred through his scales and open up some pretty big gashes in him, and he falls to the ground. Gonna mark you as Lilith.
I'm gonna shoot.
Okay. 14 just hits. Okay. She's looking bloodied. Still up, but looking bloodied. So that was 15 in total, so I need that. Ooh. Alright. To Kerr's benefit, unfortunately not Rith's, that last shot makes her lose concentration as you watch as those swirling green necrotic weapons just slowly fade. Kerr, you're watching as like a spear's coming directly towards you, and it just...
I'm gonna look at Kerr in his wolf form, and I'm gonna...
Nice. All right, good deal.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
It's Kerr's turn.
All right. I'm going to drop the wolf form
Okay.
and club her with the shillelagh, but I want to do non-lethal damage.
Okay.
Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Nope.
10 will miss. All right,
And then I will healing word Rith.
all right.
I seem to only want to do minimum.
You
Ever.
are very, very happy with that 4 hit points. All right, so Rith, you are just prone at this point.
So I have a question on this.
Yeah.
Within regards to healing, do I heal with the 7 additional hit points, or does this heal into my normal?
No, it's your normal hit points. So the temporary hit points are just the first to go, and once they're gone, they're gone.
Okay, I
The
wasn't
only
sure.
time
Like,
that's different is like with Hero's Feast, it increases your maximum because that's the way the spell states it by whatever the cleric rolls
gotcha.
or the druid. I think druids get Hero's Feast eventually.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's just clerics. Can't remember now, but yeah. So it's just your regular hit points. So, Kovac.
I'll notice what's going on up there. Kind of sigh and shake my head.
Okay.
And I will step there.
Okay. Using the shadow.
And I will use the inspiration. Of course, I don't need it this time. But that's okay.
All right. So you do 6 damage. Yeah, she's kind of teetering right there on the edge. So you guys watch as Kovac just kind of walks, like almost fades into a shadow and just pops out right next to Rith out of his shadow on the ground, and takes a swing with his sword.
Good enough.
Her go.
Rith, you should have 1 more hit point.
Oh,
I just
alright.
checked my healing word, and it was
fire off?
short by 1
Okay.
for my casting ability. The setup is 3 instead of 4. Sorry.
No,
You
that's
have
all right.
a 4,
Kovac should
but-
have 1 as well because you did him.
Yep, that's true.
Kovac should have 1 more hit point than he's got.
Oh, he did me?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did you originally.
Oh, I
back
thought that
there,
was
so.
Rowan that did. Okay.
He did. Rowan.
Rowan did the inspiration. Gotcha.
Yeah. And you can decide, like, for the inspiration, you can decide to use it after you see your roll as well.
Oh, for the bardic ones?
Yep.
You can do.
Yeah,
You didn't have to
okay.
use
I
it.
think you just have to declare it before he tells you if you hit or not or
Yeah,
whatnot.
before I tell you if it's
Ah.
successful.
Okay.
So you knew that an
Copy
18
that.
would hit, so you still had, say.
Okay.
So didn't. All right. She will turn towards you, Kerr, and she's going to cast another spell. So I just need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please. Okay. Yep. That will succeed. So she tries to coat you in this green, sickly energy flame, and you manage to just kind of take your club and swirl at it, and it just dissipates as you avoid it. So back to the top with Rowan.
I'm taking the shot.
Go for it. $18 will hit for 6 damage.
Wait a minute, sir. Okay, 18 will hit for. My true strike gave me advantage.
Oh, that's right, because you were the first. Well,
no,
'cause it
it's
would've
for
been
me.
Kovac.
No, it only works for me.
You. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was a next attack. I
No,
forgot.
it's my next attack.
Got you. Okay. I forgot that's how the spell's worded. So, how do you want to do that?
I'm totally shooting her in the eyeball.
Nice. So as she curses her luck at Kerr just, avoiding her sacred flame, she turns around to look at her back, getting ready for Rith to attack, and as she does so, you just catches the shine of the arrow as it just enters into her cranial cavity and knocks her to the ground, unmoving.
And then I'm going to be like, hey guys, see what I did there?
All right. You guys are out of combat for right now, so what would you
Sure.
like to do?
Great job.
I missed.
You still did it. You understood.
I'll help Rith
I'll
up.
teach you more I'll teach you more later, like the weight one.
Even though,
This means weight.
I'm
No,
probably
I
not
got
strong
that
enough.
earlier.
Yeah, evidently you didn't, because you kept going.
Well, you guys said there's no one in there.
I didn't
And
see
I
anybody.
saw them in
I'm
there.
short. I'm short.
I was just going off the information I was given.
Rith will say bad intel.
Well, while they do that, I'll go back and finish stripping down that guy.
Okay. Where's everybody going to?
I want to search the bottom guy.
Okay. Rowan, you're going right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if she has spell components on her.
Okay. So you guys are all searching those respective bodies?
Yeah.
So, as you guys are going to investigate, it's the first time you really noticed since you were in the midst of fighting. But you do notice that each of them has a... Kovac, you don't really necessarily notice this right away because it's underneath the helmet. But they have a symbol that's almost looks you think it's painted at first. But then you realize it's actually carved into their skin. Like they did it to each other or they did it to themselves. It's kind of it's rough because it was done with a blade with someone sitting there, potentially, but it looks kind of like a circle, you kind of guess, and then it has almost maybe like an arrow on the interior or maybe a spear. You're not quite sure. I mean, it's very, very rough. And looks like it's kind of scarred in there. But as you guys are going through doing your searching, go ahead and, so Lilith, you rolled a 13. Kerr, go ahead and roll your investigation check. 18. Okay. You guys are making your search check. Kovac, you're going to undo the buckles on the armor. Lilith, you're trying to dig into whatever pockets this creature might have. Not really much of anything because they're wearing hide armor and very rough clothing, but you're starting to search through, and Kerr, you were looking at where she was kind of grabbing stuff. It looks like she does kind of have some spell components on her, and as you guys are starting to loot, you watch as the symbol that's in their head flares red and you watch as from the ground around them, you see spectral hands, green and translucent, with claws on them, just reach around the body and just start to tear into them. And they sink down into the ground, and you can see almost like this translucent greenish you're stepping back.
Yep.
Yeah. This translucent green embodiment of themselves, and you see it kind of raise up out of their head, almost like spectral version of themselves, in absolute horror, agony, and pain, and it's just ripped down in. And you see as these spectral claws are just tearing into the flesh of these orcs as well, and it's all up and down the body. And they even dig into the armor that you're about to undo, Kovac, and just rend into pieces, pulling chunks of muscle and tissue, exposing bone and sinew underneath. And then their eyes flash red and they lurch up. You guys want to keep your same initiative or re-roll?
I'd like, but
You guys can re-roll if you. I mean, it's
I think
a
for
group thing,
everyone's
so
sake, we should probably re-roll.
go right ahead.
Everyone was low except for like me. Oh god.
oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll be right back.
Wait, can I
Okay.
use my inspiration on that?
Technically, yeah, it's a skill check.
Yeah, I'm gonna add my 7 to that. God.
Oh no. Maybe we should have kept what we had. I'm sorry, guys.
I had faith in us, but evidently that was misplaced.
Oh no. Oh no.
Before we start, I mean, after you guys roll your, since everybody's rolled, right?
I believe so.
Kovac, Rith, Lilith, Kerr, Rowan. Okay, yeah. So everybody's in there. Kovac, were you using your inspiration?
Oh yeah.
Go right ahead, use it then.
What was it? A D6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That puts you ahead of Kerr.
Yeah.
That's not hard.
So Lilith had a 19. She moved up to the top. Rowan stays in second. Rith moves. Kovac moves up there. Queen. Do you guys want to take our quick 5-minute break here before we get into this particular combat?
Probably a good spot for it if we're gonna take
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and take our break real quick then. And we'll come back for round 2 of combat. We'll see you then. All right, welcome back. So, last left off, combat begins anew here as you guys see the spectral hands come out and grab and seemingly rip the very essence from these creatures, as well as some of their skin and tissue and everything else, revealing a lot of gruesome stuff underneath. And then they rise back up with a red glow to their eyes, and start off with the top of the round here with Lilith.
Okay. Being as I am away from orc number 2,
Mm-hmm.
I am going to run. I
Using
I
your
am
dash,
going
yeah.
to yes, I am going to move and then dash, and then I am going to shoot orc number 2.
Go right ahead. That will certainly hit.
And then just yell, ah!
It's appropriate. Appropriate. So, all right. That all right, so Rowan, start at the top of your turn with your save.
Oh no.
All right. So go ahead and roll your d6. See what happens.
Oh.
I have to look up which one that is.
I'll double move to here.
Oh, is it the run? Okay. The run as far away as you can. Okay. Okay. So, you guys see where were you standing? Like right you were 5 feet south
Right
of
here.
it, right? Yeah. So Kerr, I don't know, does he know about this, Rowan?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, we haven't divulged everything about each other.
Sure. So, Rith, you see this too as this thing rises up, obviously not alive anymore. You see Rowan's eyes just go a mixture of just terror and absolute fear, and he turns and runs the other way. So that is his go. One stands up and lumbers this way. He's going to take a swing. It's a crit.
Oh no.
TPK, man.
Probably not. It's on Kovac. I think he's still got a fair amount of health, right? Are you wounded or?
Yeah, I'm wounded.
Wounded? Okay. Sag crit. It's a sag crit. You take a total of 4 damage
Oh.
as it kind of lobs a fist into you. But the hit doesn't seem to have as much velocity behind it, because you notice that most of the muscle that was, powering its arm has been just ripped from its limbs. So it's mainly bone and a little bit of like sagging tissue along the side here. So I guess you can see bright spots in places if you really want to. This one will, it will lumber towards you, and that's all it can do. will be the Orog will take its swing at you too.
Bono's not going to be happy about that.
Say 22 to hit.
Yes, it will.
They hit better now than they did.
That one does he does 6 damage off a non-crit. Go figure. And that's all he can do. And then the Rith, give me high or low.
Hi.
Okay. She rises up and turns towards Kerr. Rolls a 1. So she goes to swing at you, and there's no force behind it, and you just kind of bat it away with your club. Kovac, you're up.
All right. First, I will. Oh, that'll help.
Was that your second
My
win?
second wind.
Nice.
God.
There's all those points you just lost.
Yeah. And what's the penalty for using from our belt?
It's just a bonus action.
Okay, that's fine. I'll wait. I guess I'll take a swing then. Let's go with the. Yeah, we'll go after the Orog.
Okay.
Not today.
Not with an 8. So, you managed to hit off of one of the last real kind of solid pieces of the plate armor that's still hanging from his body, or its body, and just kind of dings off. Rith.
I will take a potion from my belt.
If you want to, you will have to rage again since we left combat.
Yes, I know.
Okay. So you'll have to do that next turn then if you want. But all right, go ahead and woo, nice.
Nice.
What would you like to do?
And then I will simply step in and swing.
All right. $25 will definitely hit. 13 damage. Okay.
Doesn't he get advantage from flanking?
Oh,
Thank
well,
you.
I guess First one's still better. But
Yeah.
could have been a crit. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know. All right, so you dig in with your maul, smashing some of the newly exposed bone. Seems to do a significant amount of damage. It's hampered a little bit, looks wounded. So, Kerr.
All right. I'm going to swing my shillelagh at it.
Go right ahead.
Ooh.
Right.
Nice.
I'll go with the higher hit, so it gives you 10 damage on it, which is enough to drop it. So, between the two of you, kind of swing high-low. Not necessarily out of any kind of design. It's just a 2-foot difference in height. So, and low for Rith is still midsection. It's just Kerr happens to be head level, and you crush its hip as he comes across the top and just detaches the head from the remaining vertebrae in the neck, and it drops to the ground in a couple of pieces. Lilith, unless you want to do anything with you have your bonus still.
I was going to move.
Sure, go ahead.
That's it.
So in case you wanted to know for Rowan, this is your spot.
Oh, I was gonna go like this direction.
Okay, I was gonna say because this will put you 120. If you're gonna go that direction, it'd be right here.
Okay.
Just so you know. Lilith.
I am gonna run a little bit farther
Stop running, you scaredy cat.
and yeah, and shoot him again.
Okay, yeah, 16 will hit for 7 on him. Nice. All right. I suppose I do have to make a. All right. Anything else for you with the rest of with your bonus?
I'd like to try to hide
Okay.
behind the stump.
Given your height, I would say that's possible. Go ahead and make your stealth check. Okay. Good. Lilith is Rowan. All right, so you get to your spot. I think you stop at 120. And I'll let you make your wisdom save again if you'd like.
Oh
Since
no.
you're kind of out of range.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So you get about 120 feet away, and you stop, catch your breath for a moment, and you're like, what am I doing? They still need me. I'm the lifeblood of the party. And you kind of swallow real quick and turn around. So you still have 15 feet of movement and your action.
Am I close enough to shoot at that guy now?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna shoot at that guy now.
The
being the
Orog
hero,
one?
being the hero that I am to come in and save the day.
Yep, that makes sense. So.
Yep.
Let's see, 10. That'll actually hit. That just barely hits with the scraps that are kind of hanging on him. So 3 damage on him. All right. Back to top. Orc's gonna take a swing at you, Kovac. Not with a 12. Or 10, actually. It's not gonna do it. And then the Orog zombie's gonna get his go. 21.
Yep.
Oops. Do that. There we go. 3 points.
Okay.
Swings at you with its fist, or what remains of it. All right. Orc 2 continues to lumber this way, since that's where I saw you go, but that's all it can do. And back to Kovac.
All right.
Taking
Misty here.
Okay, Misty. There you go. That's.
And then we're going to. Let's see what's up here.
All right. Doing anything with your action?
I'm going to switch out to my crossbow.
All right. Go ahead and take your shot.
Oh, is that a free action? I couldn't. Okay.
Yeah, I mean you can choose to drop your sword if you'd like to pull it out. I mean, if you're putting the sword,
I'm putting the sword away and switching to the crossbow.
so putting your sword and shield away.
I'll probably be on the move here. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Sword and shield away, and then crossbow can come out next turn if you want.
Okay, that'll work.
All right. Good. Rith.
Let's see.
Is it time for this part? Is that what you're...
Yeah, I'll move there,
Okay.
and I will.
Dex
breathe.
saves. Is it Dex or...
Yes. Dex save. It would be 8, 11, 13.
They fail.
All right. Then they take 11 points.
Okay. And that's fire? What?
That is acid.
Acid? Okay. You guys watch as Rith kind of steps into in line with both of them and just breathes a line of corrosive acid at them that just kind of washes over both of them. Okay. All
And
right.
then if they do not drop, I will
Nope.
step back here.
Okay. You had 10 feet of movement back, or
I only moved
moved from
20, so
because you
I
moved
guess I
from
would get 10.
because you moved
left,
from
so-
here, right?
Oh yeah, I was right there. Sorry. So it was
I think it was 20 that you moved, so you have 10
20.
left.
yeah. Okay, let me redo this here real quick. So I was here, so I have 10 left. So we'll move there.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. And then Kerr.
All right, I'll yell, "Are you okay?" And I'll like run this way.
Okay.
There.
All right. Lilith.
I'm going to pop out from behind the stump. And shoot that guy again.
Go right ahead. You do have
Oh.
sneak attack, so you have advantage because you were hidden. So
Good. Hey.
I mean, both of them still hit, so you're fine. All right, so you have 14 on him. All right, so that is starts to go down. Let's see, he took. Nope, yep. You shoot him, and that one kind of goes through the head because you're like, zombies. You always got to shoot them in the head, or you don't die. They just keep coming at you. So, pop one in his dome and falls over to the ground and stops moving. The red light kind of fading from its cold eyes. So, any other movement for you?
I am going to move around this side. And use my bonus action to hide.
Go right ahead. Pretty good roll. You think you're pretty good right now, yeah? You can play this little peekaboo game.
Yeah.
So, Rowan.
Gonna double move
All right.
or dash or whatever.
Full confidence.
Yep. I'm back in the game, boys.
All right. Anything with your bonus or anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So, Orc will move up this way. Kerr, go ahead, give me a high or low.
Look,
Okay. Both continue on because you were the one that was in front of them they could see. So, that is their go. Kovac,
All right.
crossbow.
Yeah, we'll shoot. I really don't like that Orog. Let's go with him.
All right.
Maybe.
Yeah, you got him.
Barely. I'll take it.
Fine. He staggers, almost goes down. You see the light kind of flicker for a moment, but he's still there. Any movement?
Yep. Just a little bit.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Riff.
I'm just gonna chill, I think.
All right. Kerr.
let's go. And I'll hit it with my shillelagh.
Go right ahead. Nice.
Hey.
So you hit it and like right in the back across the shoulders, and it's enough force to just pop its right arm out, and it just falls to the ground. It starts to kind of stagger down for a moment and then rights itself. It looks real beat up though, so it's barely hanging on at all. Anything you want to do with your bonus action?
Not really.
Okay. Lilith.
All right. I'm going to pop out and shoot the orc.
Okay. A little harder to hit them now. I mean, they're kind of bony, so projectile piercing weapons are a little bit tougher. But you managed to hit him, so he's still up. Anything else for you?
I'm gonna hide again.
Go ahead. Rowan.
Going here.
Double moving again. All right.
Yeah.
Dash. All right.
Oh, and then I'll just be like, "Hey, you big ugly, I'm over here."
Okay. The Orog will turn towards you, Rowan, or towards you, Kerr, since you've smacked it in the back. 23 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
So you take 5 points of damage from it. It bludgeons you with its fist. And this one kind of staggers over towards you, Rowan. That's 15 to hit.
Yeah.
2 points of damage.
What? Okay.
I'm trying hard.
That's
Really
okay.
trying
It's all good. It's all good.
All right. Kovac.
I'll go after that Orog again.
Right? Right? You sink a bolt into it, and Kerr, you're watching as one like pops through the back of its head, and if there was an eye, it would have gone through the eye socket, and the light kind of flickers for a moment, and then still comes back to full strength around the bolt, and now it just looks kind of. It has a head projectile, so if you're smart enough, it has a weapon in its face, but it's not. So. All right. Anything else for you, Kovac?
Nope. I'm good right there.
Rith. Still chilling?
You know, Rith kind of likes Kerr. So Rith's going to move up to here to kind of get in range for next turn.
All right. And Kerr.
I'm just going to hit it again, and I want to aim for the bolt like facing me.
Sure. A 9 misses. As you're aiming for the bolt, you lose track of it for just a moment and just kind of nicks off of it and doesn't do any damage. So. Anything else for you?
No.
All right.
I'll stay there.
Lilith.
And can I see like which one of Rowan and Kerr look the roughest? That might need the help more.
mean, how do you guys? Is either one of you looking wounded?
I look fine.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, they don't really look like they've taken a whole. I mean, Kerr's been up front the entire time. He doesn't look really beat up.
Okay.
I've only effectively lost 2 hit points.
I'm gonna shoot the orc then.
Okay, the
One that's
closest
closer.
one.
Oh, hey, let's re-roll that.
Yep.
Not much better.
Technically, you have advantage because you were hidden. So
True. So
okay. All right, and then sneak. All right, so you shoot that one too. You're just peppering this thing with arrows, and again, the light in its eyes kind of flicker for just a moment, and it's still standing. Looks real beat up, but it's still standing. Rowan.
I'm going to slide around to this side. And then I'm going to tell Kerr to move. And then I'm going to hold Thunder Wave. And if Kerr moves out of the way, I'm unleashing Thunder Wave.
Okay. Goes to their turn. The orc will turn and club at you. 17.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 7 points of damage. And then I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Your DC is 10 to hold your spell. You're good. So it clubs into you, but you manage just to hold on to that concentration for just a bit more. The Orog is going to turn towards you, Kerr, and take a swipe with its fist again for a natural 20.
Yay!
Am I going to roll 2 again? Well, I rolled a 2, so that's 5 points of damage. Watch out.
Okay.
Hate these criticals. I like almost absolutely destroy Rith. Everybody else is like, roll a 1, roll a 2. Kovac, you're up.
All right. Well, aim for the other eye socket, I guess.
It hits. Let's see. He's still standing.
God.
That one goes through its chest. I mean, your aim wasn't quite as good on that one, but
Okay. I'll just kind of shake my head as I load my next bolt.
yep. Rith,
I'm right there, so I will just step
step
here
in. Go for it.
and
Going for
swing.
flanking.
Yep.
All right.
Probably a good thing I did.
11 damage. I mean, yeah. He's still up. You're smashing into him. But man, whatever's holding this guy together is some tough stuff. So. All right. Kerr.
I want to take a backhanded swing and then want to run.
All right. Oh, 6 damage. He's still standing.
Oh, man.
Oh, Rowan.
I think I might have miscalculated how big this thing is. I don't think it would actually have even reached him.
Okay, what Thunder Wave is?
It's a 15-foot cube.
Oh, okay. Are you just trying to hit the O-Rog, or are you trying to hit the...
I was trying to hit both.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you could probably get one of them.
Yeah. I was
I'd say the
thinking
one
like
in front of
15
you
feet away from me, but it's not. It's just a 15-foot.
Cube.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could... Yeah, it's just out of range of...
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to get both.
Well, I mean, you could. You would just be part of it, potentially, because if you put it, like... Right
No,
here, it'd be-
it's centered on me.
Yeah.
It goes out from me.
Oh. Then yeah, actually, he's 15 feet.
Okay.
He's exactly 15 feet.
Okay, so then I did, I guess, figure
It
it
just
right.
wouldn't hit Rith. It wouldn't hit Rith.
Okay.
So
All right.
go ahead and it's a dex save, right? Or Constitution.
It's con.
Con save. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I barely did anything.
Give me a higher or a low for the orc, the one in front of you. Actually, you know
High.
what? No,
Oh, okay.
he's the first one, so he'll be the one that takes the first hit. So it's 10 feet, right?
Yeah.
They get pushed. All right, so he gets pushed 10 feet back.
And he takes full damage, so 6.
Yep. So he takes 6. Let's see if. And you just kind of blast him apart as the last little bits of energy that were holding him together fade. So he is gone.
I'm not gonna lie, I just really wanted to use that spell.
That guy right there is still standing.
Ah.
Why won't you die?
Lilith.
Okay, the symbol that we saw, was it? Did you say it was on their foreheads?
Yeah, it was on their foreheads.
Okay. I want to try to shoot the Orog through the forehead.
Okay. Go right ahead.
Hey.
Natural 20, nice. All right. So you put it through his forehead, and you just kind of you put it right through kind of the bridge of the nose area almost, and the skull just shatters, and he falls to the ground in a sloppy heap. Oh, I think your mic went down again. I saw your mouth move. I didn't hear anything though. Oh, there it is. Okay, you're back. Good. All right. So all of them have dropped to the ground.
I'm gonna smash it again.
Go ahead and roll an attack just to see how it works. At advantage since it's prone. Yeah, you smash it.
Stay dead.
Are any of my bolts okay?
Go ahead and make an investigation check. Well, I mean, the ones that you put in the chest area aren't there anymore because that's where Rith just like squashed it. But the one that was in the head, like when Lilith shot it, it just kind of it flew out and it's like right there. You're like, oh hey, that one's still in good shape. So
You're
you find
welcome.
one.
You get one back. All right.
Yeah. All right. What else would you guys like to do now?
Stay away from the bodies. And I want to start going into the camp area
Okay.
to see if I can find like a making into the little smaller palisade area.
Okay. So there is a this right here you notice is a set of doors that are kind of a makeshift hinged together. They do have like basically a wooden beam that's going across them that's fairly large. So not something you would necessarily be able to lift yourself because it probably weighs, 2 or 3 times what you do. But yeah, I mean
Does
you do
it
have
appear to be trapped?
you can make an investigation check.
Of course not.
You're pretty confident.
Chris,
Yes.
lift.
Got a nice. It's a pretty big log there.
All right, I'll lift it.
Is your bear totem gone at this point too, Kerr?
Yeah, it should run out by now.
It's like lasts for a minute, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's gone. All right. So go ahead and make an athletics check there, Dim, or Rith. 15. Yeah. So it takes you. You just have to get your get a good grip on it because it's a fairly big piece. But once you do, you're just like, and just. Do you pick it up nicely, or are you just tossing it, or
I'll pick it up and just toss it.
to the side? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, you open it. Are you heading in there?
I'll step in first, I guess.
Okay. All right. So, before we go over that anything, what's anybody else doing?
I'm just sitting right where I'm at.
Okay.
I was gonna look around like the tents and stuff out here.
Okay. Kovac, are you following them into the palisade area, or are you investigating? over here?
Yeah, I'll stay out for a bit. I guess I'll just keep moving whatever direction, right? Was it west?
Yeah, west is yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll just kind of go
Okay.
look around outside here for a bit.
Okay. Let me do something real quick here. Yeah. Okay. I think that did it. Okay. Whatever. I think I cleared that up. But so those are just tents there, basically. Not not very big, but I mean big enough for the size of the group that they have. Uh, you do see that the fire itself does have a cooking spit secured over it. It does currently have a couple chunks of meat that are attached to it that are in the process of cooking. They don't look burned, so it looks like they were probably in the midst of cooking whatever they were going to eat. You want to take a look at it, or
Yeah.
okay,
Sure.
okay. Um, yeah, go ahead and just make a nature check. Yeah, looks like deer. Not a bad looking piece of meat either. You take a smell. It doesn't really seem to have any kind of seasoning on it of any kind, but doesn't looks like it's pretty close to being done. Might need rotated a little bit on the spit just to make sure it's cooking a little bit more evenly. 'Cause the one side's looking a little bit close to being overdone. So
I'll reach out and turn it over.
yeah, so sitting there cooking the rest of the meat. Smells pretty good. So,
Yeah, I'll just hang out here for a bit then.
all right. Rowan, if you want to look around, you can make an investigation check into the tents if you'd like. Roll 20. Nice. All right.
Oh, we're always good roll before.
Yeah. So you go around into each of the tents. You do find a bedroll, or kind of a makeshift bedroll. Down to the south here, you do find a couple of wagons that have definitely seen better days. They are decayed quite a bit. Looks like they've been sitting here for a while. They've been sitting here for a while, exposed to the elements. Some of the wood has been splintered and broken. There are some crates that were in them as well, but whatever items were in there are, due to their exposure to the elements, have kind of decayed away. From what you can kind of tell, looks like maybe some scraps of fabric and something that smells pretty rancid. Got a lot of mold on it, bugs, stuff like that. So definitely not anything you can make use of necessarily. You go through the tents and you don't find much in the way of valuables. You do locate a few coins. You can add 16 gold and 32 silver that you managed to scrounge out. It wasn't really kind of in one spot necessarily. It was actually just kind of tossed, like it was discarded almost. It's kind of odd for an orc, but that's basically. You do find some changes of clothes that they might have had, a couple extra pieces, maybe some. Looks like a couple of cloaks that they might have used when it was raining, but all pretty mismatched size for you and not of great quality.
Okay.
That's what you find out there. And the tents are in decent shape. They're just made out of canvas. So, I mean, they're functional. They're just not very pretty. So, one looks like it could seat. You assume it was housing two of the orcs, maybe the Orog itself, because it had a fairly larger bedroll in there. So you think as far as like normal people go, could probably fit 3 pretty comfortably, and then the other ones look like they can fit 1 to 2 people. Rith and Lilith, You guys open the gate doors and go inside. Don't know if it's no. If you guys zoom in on that area, you'll see at the top there, along the southern palisade wall next to the rocks. You come inside to a pretty grisly sight. On the far side of the wall there, on the far side from you, there are two bodies that are bloodied. And by bloodied, I mean skinned. And then in the middle, you do see what was a fire pit, potentially, but it's surrounded by blackened and cracked bones. Off to your right there in the other corner, you see what would look to be kind of like almost a wooden table / altar thing. I mean, it's basically just a big slab of wood. Looks like it was once a very light colored wood, maybe like pine or something, you'd assume, but it has a very dark reddish brown stain on the top, and it streaks down the sides. You also notice, go ahead and make a perception check for me, or an investigation, whichever one you guys want to do, depending on how hands-on you're getting with anything. It's a 1 there, Lilith.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Not much better.
All right, so your first perception, Lilith, you do notice that the circle of bones around there also contains about 8 human skulls, or you'd assume they're humanoid-ish, that are positioned in very specific spots. Like they're almost equidistant from each other. The rest of the bones are black, charred. Looks like they've been through quite a bit of fire, quite a bit of splintering on them. You also notice that in the fire, it's got some embers to it, and there are some chunks of wood, and then also something that looks a little bit different than wood, but is still blackened and charred. Not quite sure what it is precisely, but it'd be a medicine check if you want to try to discern anything.
We'll try it. Give it a shot.
Okay. It's flesh. Something that's about, I mean, you look at Rith and kind of look at it, it's about the size of his fist. And then you kind of look over at the 2 skinned bodies, and there's a spot where it looks like something was carved out of their chest. Probably their heart. And you're assuming that's probably what you're looking at in there as well.
Don't eat that, Riz.
No plans.
Good.
You guys look over it at the altar, just taking a look at it, and yeah, the wood is stained with a dark reddish brown color. The top is almost coated in it. It's run down the sides of the wood and kind of saturated the dirt that's surrounding it. And you notice that at the corners, near the corners, there are 4 manacles that are currently open, and they have a padlock that goes in there, but it's just hanging in there unlocked. And those also have kind of staining on them.
Okay, so let's go, Riz. There's nothing in here.
I'm gonna smash the alt. That's wood, right?
It's like, yeah, it's wood.
I'm gonna smash it.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll on it. Okay. So you smash into it. Some of it splinters. It is kind of bound together with some strips of iron to hold it there. Uh, but I mean, you break some of the planks that are holding it together. They're fairly thick, so if you wanted to smash it all the way down, it might take you a bit of work.
Okay. Can I reach as I smashed it? I want to try to rip it apart, and I want to throw it at the fire.
Okay. I mean, the fire's kind of embers right now. If you're going to light it on, I mean, you could try.
No, I just want to
Um,
destroy the entire setup.
So you want to break apart the altar and then just toss it into the pit.
Yeah, like how I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna break it up. I'm gonna throw it without trying to get it into the fire, so it kind of just knocks everything out of the way. And
So you're trying to break the circle.
yeah,
Okay. So I mean, yeah, you smash it. There are a couple pieces that are kind of loose. I mean, if go ahead and make an athletics check and see if you can work some of the larger chunks free. Takes you a bit of time, but you manage to work a couple of chunks that are probably like that big, say, so about 2 feet in length. They're probably about 6 to 8 inches thick. So I mean, these are big pieces of wood. You can go ahead and chuck it at that, or go ahead and make a dexterity check. See how it goes. Okay. You hit some of the bones that are there. I mean, they're charred and blackened and pretty brittle, so some of them just splinter, and it. I mean, if you're looking to break the circle, I mean, it breaks it.
okay, nothing happens.
Do you notice? You can make a perception check if you'd like. Yeah, I mean, it's still just kind of embers in the middle, but
Okay, then I'll go
circle's
over and I'll
broken.
break the rest of the skulls.
Using your hammer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just,
It doesn't take much, so
yeah.
you can take care of it in short order.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else? Or Lilith, you're leaving the area?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? Or anything else you're doing?
I won't do anything else beyond this, and then
What
I'll
are
just,
the I'll look at what are these?
At the end there, those are the wagons. They
Oh,
look in
okay.
a serious state of disrepair. You can make your own investigation check if you like. They have some broken up crates inside of them. Yeah. It's in high state of
Wagons.
disrepair. The wagons are broken. The wagon wheels are broken. The crates are smashed open and in tatters, so nothing really to be found there. Kerr, anything you want to do?
I'm thinking about using Druidcraft to light that Orag corpse on fire.
Okay. Might take a little bit of time, but you could probably do it. It's kind of sloppy right now, but
Can I still see the symbol on there, or is that flesh gone?
not on her. No, I mean part of her face was kind of torn away by it, but no, I mean it's Kerr hit it in the head, so the head's just kind of laying next to the body, and so I mean you can see the symbol.
Yeah, I just want to like I don't know, maybe draw it down or something because
Oh.
maybe I could. I mean, I doubt that I know what it is, but
Copy of it, basically.
yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make a general performance check. See how well you do. Okay. I mean, the drawing is real. The symbol itself is very rough, so it doesn't take. It's not like you're recreating a Mona Lisa here or anything like that. It's more like a 3-year-old with a crown, with a Crayola, So holding it like this and trying to draw. So
Yeah.
it doesn't take you much, but I mean, you can try to clean it up to make the circle look a little bit better, but you get a rough approximation of what it looked like.
So it's still on her head. So the symbol's still on her head?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna carve it off, but like in it.
Are you just trying to disfigure it, or are you trying to actually like skin it off of the skull?
Like
you
skin
think?
it off of the skull.
Sure. I mean, go ahead and just make a dexterity check. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can work it off of there. I mean, it's not pretty, but you can do it.
That way he's got the drawing and I have the skin.
Okay. I mean, it's sloppy, it's bloody and whatnot, but if you want to look around for something that you can kind of put it in, I mean, there's pieces of canvas on the tent, or there's clothing that person had that you can possibly
Yeah,
use
I'll just
wrap
cut
it
a
up.
piece of the tent.
Okay. Then you take a piece of canvas and wrap it up. That way it doesn't get all over you and your fine clothing. Kovac, by this time, I mean, the meat looks pretty good. You think it's cooked pretty well at this point.
Yeah, I'll retrieve it and have a little meal.
Rith, you went over there as well to the meat.
I'll just sit down next to him.
Okay.
Oh, I'll offer him some.
All right. I mean, there's some pretty big chunks on there, so I mean,
He will
Yeah.
not refuse.
I can refuse the meat. He froze.
Did I?
Yeah, just for a moment. The picture's still frozen, but that's kind of funny.
I'm gonna
I'm not frozen on my end, but I don't know.
We can still hear you. That's fine. All right.
Oh,
Oh, yep, there with the camera, and now it's back. All right, cool. You're back.
I'm gonna check on Kerr.
Okay.
Just be like, hey, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. You?
Fantastic, man.
So what happened back there?
I saved the day. You didn't see that?
I did see that part, yeah.
I mean, wasn't that creepy? It just popped back up, and
Oh, yeah.
I just got
Yeah. I honestly think it was worse seeing the bolt come through its head after, like, during the attack.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't know what to do at first. I just kind of got scared and just ran for a minute, and then I thought, wait, gotta help my friends.
That's fair. I can understand that. Can I make an insight check?
Yes. Roll your opposing deception.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yes,
It's totally understandable.
it's heat of battle like that, fighting undead. That's just nasty. That's nasty.
So I kind of look over at him. How's he looking for, like, hit points?
Are
Me?
you wounded at all, or you still?
I guess wounded.
Are you half? Are you below half?
I'm like right at.
If you're right at, I mean, he's looking kind of wounded. Not too bad, but looking a little rough.
How's everyone else looking?
I think some of them
Probably
are
pretty
looking pretty
terrible.
rough.
Okay.
The Kovac is not terrible,
great.
terrible, but
He's not great.
yeah, and Rith is probably still feeling it. So.
I guess we should see if Lilith handed out those healing potions I made, because we're going to need them.
Healing potion. What healing potion?
Are you seriously saying that?
Yeah, actually, I was gonna say that. I'm just kidding with you, big guy. Hold on, I got him in my my bag. I'll walk over and I'll give one to Kovac and one to Rith.
All right. You each have a healing potion that you can drink.
Rith will thank you and take a drink.
Started off so good in combat for Kovac, you know, and then they just after that first attack, it just went down.
Yep.
What'd you roll? Like 2 15s for your attack, and then you rolled max damage and one under max damage for your first advantage shot, and then after that, it was just 5, 6, 7.
I know what it
Guess I got
was.
bored.
I gave him inspiration, and he just thought he was going to roll low so he could actually use it.
Yeah, it's true. All right, so you guys heal up a little bit. Looking better then.
A lot better for me.
Much.
Anybody else want to do anything while you're here?
About what time is it?
Getting into the late afternoon. If you were going to journey back, you'd probably be looking at about 5 hours or so is what you're thinking, because you could probably make it a little quicker now that you know where you're going and you're not trying to track anything. So you thinking it took you 4 hours to get here, but you were tracking, so it takes a little bit longer. So you think, I mean, you have Natural Explorer, so 4, 5 tops to get back. So it would be getting close to sunset by the time you got back.
Okay.
I'm gonna before we do anything, I'm gonna drink one of my potions as well.
Okay. Of course.
So what's our next move?
I say, well, Rith and I saw the bodies.
Bodies?
Bodies. Like multiple bodies.
Where?
Inside the smaller palisade over here.
Were they our targets?
I believe they were the people we were.
That's
Two of them
unfortunate.
are just freshly skinned.
Is there any way to find out if they are who we were looking for?
Make a medicine check if you really wanted to.
All right, I will go in to the horror and check them out.
So yeah, what you see in there is, I mean, you see in the corner, you see that broken altar now. Used to be what you believe to be pine wood, but coated in a very reddish brown stain now. That's been busted up. You see the circle in the middle that has kind of a few glowing embers inside of it, a lot of smashed bones around it, blackened and charred. And then the two bodies that you walk up to are Lilith, are you proficient in medicine, or is that just your base roll based on that?
You know what? I'm not
I
even
don't think
sure.
you're probably it's +2 modifier, so you're not proficient in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, between the two of you, Kerr, you being proficient or you're not proficient either.
I am not. That's just my
Your
ability.
natural roll. Okay. So Kerr, you go in there first, and then Lilith, you come up behind him. Kerr gets a few more seconds to kind of look at the bodies and judge. And based on the size and kind of the overall composition of the bodies. I mean, they size-wise they match the descriptions. Being skinned, it's kind of hard to tell because you don't have any hair or anything to go off of. But looking at them, you believe that the smaller one was likely female, and the larger one was probably a male. So,
Do they still have their eyes?
no, they do not.
No. Okay.
And there is a hole in their chest where there once was a heart.
I was trying to spare you from.
I've seen worse.
Well, we just killed worse.
I'm not sure these are the only orc forces in the area. Like, this is just the tip of an iceberg, I think.
I don't know what an iceberg is, but I agree.
Top of a mountain?
Oh, top of a mountain. Okay.
I think we need to move on and check out the other fire in the distance. I think it's a larger camp.
I agree. We might, and as uncomfortable as it might sound, might want to rest up
I think we should
Maybe.
camp here.
inside this smaller palisade.
Yeah,
That
Well,
way we
not-
at least have a little defense.
not in here. I don't want to sleep by this. But they have tents set up. We can use their camp.
I agree.
Just to confirm for you guys too, like I said, when you guys saw the fires, you only saw the two. This little one that was
Oh.
letting off a small wisp, and then the campfire that was out there with the spit.
Okay, I thought there
Okay.
was the
Nope, it
the
was
one
just,
that went out. This one, and then like one in the distance.
nope. Just these two are the only two plumes of smoke that you found.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
This deforested area is kind of is restricted to this particular area right here. You go a little further out, probably like 40 or 50 feet further to the west, and the grass turns back to its regular green color. The forest resumes. It just looks like whatever they did, they chopped down a lot of trees in this area to construct this palisade that they created.
This creepy pit of sacrifice.
Yeah. Yeah. So, for whatever reason, they wanted to contain it.
So, Kerr, you can light things on fire, right?
Yeah,
What do you say we burn this palisade down?
it'll take a while, but I can do that.
If we get it started, we could spread it though, right?
And since there's a smashed up altar in the center there now, I'll light it like it's a bonfire.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that would be that way we can send these people off.
So yeah, I'll use Druidcraft to set it on fire.
Okay. So yeah, it takes you a little bit of time to get everything to ignite, but are you spreading the altar around at like the base of the palisades and whatnot to kind of just light them on fire, or
I was just gonna light the altar's remnants on
Okay.
fire.
okay? So yeah, it takes you probably about a minute or so of crafting, or using Druidcraft. You know how to start a fire, so you go out and find a little bit of kindling to kind of help the process along, and then after about a minute or so, it all catches, and you're confident that whatever that is will burn.
Now I say we head back.
It'll be about a 4-hour trip. We'll be getting there when it gets dark.
I think we can make it. You know the way. I got faith in you.
I do indeed know the way. I will show you the way.
If you guys
Uh,
aren't concerned necessarily about trying to have look at things while you're like keeping an eye out for things or trying to move carefully, you can move quicker and probably cut an hour off of your journey. can move at, basically a speed and a half. Do a fast march.
I'd say we're done here, right, guys?
Those were the bodies.
As best I can tell, I think they were.
And not that it matters to me, but do we need to return the bodies?
In the state they're in, I doubt it. I don't think.
But we should inform people where to find them.
Oh yes, yeah, definitely.
Okay. You guys are heading back then?
Okay,
Let's
let's
head
move
back.
Okay. Are you moving at regular pace or fast march?
I'm actually going to move us kind of slow because I'm going to keep an eye out because I'm not entirely sure this was the only orcish group.
Sure. Okay. So you guys start making your way back. Kerr's moving a little faster than he was when he was tracking, but not the fastest you guys have ever quite moved. But you go ahead and make some. Who wants to? I'll give 2 people if they want to make perception checks. One in the front, one in the back.
Well, I'm leading the way, so I'll do one.
Okay. Lilith, are you in the back or?
Oh.
Yeah, I'll run the back.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay. We'll do one more about a little halfway through. So first couple hours of your journey, you don't notice anything. Forest is still teeming with life, so I mean it gets a little loud at points, but then it moves on, and you guys get the feeling your body's telling you it's about supper time. But you had a little bit of venison back there for Kovac and Rith, at least. I don't know if anybody else had any of it, but you 2 are doing fine. So you guys get past dinner time, snack on any trail rations if you want to, or you can wait till you get back to town. Go ahead and make another perception check. Okay. Yeah. Kerr, you keep an eye on the front. You don't really notice anything on the way back either. I mean, you're making your way through. You get to the glade, and I guess take a moment to kind of get a drink of water and move on your way. And you feel kind of like you're in the home stretch. Lilith, you keep an eye on behind you. Feel a little bit more attentive at this point since you're getting kind of into your natural time of the day, the nighttime, and you don't see anything either. So Dhedluk comes back into sight, and you make your way around the northern portion of the wall, around the east side of the city, get back onto the road, and you guys can make your way back into town. Are you guys heading towards the inn, or where would you guys like to go? It's probably about 7 o'clock at night at this point.
Say probably towards the end.
Towards the inn? Okay. Everybody else as well?
Does anybody want to check in with the guard captain?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's only like 7 o'clock, we would definitely have time to do that. I think.
Yeah,
before.
let's go check in with them first. Go and check in with Oscar.
Okay. So you guys head around the east side of town to the northernmost road and pass by the archery range and then the barracks that are there. The guards recognize you from the previous day, and one of them ushers you in, and they ask you to wait outside of Oscar's tent. They walk in, and a few moments later they come back out. It's just, if you want to wait here for just a moment, he's finishing up some work at the moment, and he'll be out here in just a minute or so. So out there
Sounds
for
good.
about a minute, minute and a half, and then Oscar opens up the flap of his tent and come on in. He sits down behind his desk there and says, I hope you have good news.
We found the culprits.
Oh,
We believe.
that is good. I assume since you're standing here and looking a little worse for wear,
It was a bit rough.
they're dead, I take it?
Twice.
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 Okay.
Let me show you something and see if you know what this is. And
Okay.
I'll take out the skinned forehead and plop it on this table.
On the canvas.
Yes.
We'll look at it. That looks like skin. Looks at the color.
See the symbol.
Definitely orc skin. He kind of looks at the symbol. Odd. What part of them is this?
Their forehead.
So they carved this symbol on their forehead?
Yes.
One other piece for you guys too. I forgot to mention this since you did your medicine check. Lilith, you would have noticed this on the bodies too. Their heads were basically devoid of all the flesh from the skinning, but that symbol was carved bone of each of the heads of the people that were there. So, but he'll look at it and be like, is this some, I don't know. I mean, perhaps it's some kind of tribal symbol. It's kind of odd that they would put it on their forehead, though.
And they not only put it on their foreheads, they put it on we'll call them victims' foreheads also.
I was concerned that they were dead.
Yeah, we found their bodies. We believe they were skinned.
Condition? You didn't bring them back?
No.
Good.
That might have caused a scene that you probably didn't want.
No, I don't. It's going to be hard enough, to be honest with you, to inform their families of what happened, let alone showing them bodies in that condition. I think leaving them there, and we'll inform the families that they were
Lost.
that they've died and they're lost. I think it'll be hard enough, and I'm sure they'll imagine the worst thing that they can anyhow.
So we should talk about our pay now.
Well, I would like to get a full report of everything that you found there, so that way I can take this and the report and speak with some of the clergy of my order and see maybe if they have any kind of idea of if this is anything other than maybe a new tribe.
Okay.
I want to share some of this information with some of my counterparts in other cities and see if they've encountered anything too of this nature.
Well, you have you're more than welcome to have this forehead skin.
I appreciate that.
And then Rowan has also made a drawing.
I'll put my drawing on the table, and then when I'm done, because of the conversation, I just kind of just keep walking right out of the tent.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to follow him.
All right. So he will he'll ask you guys for as much information as you guys are leaving. He'll say, if you know of anything, I can. Well, how about this? I think that today this will be enough. If you wouldn't mind coming by tomorrow once we've had an opportunity to process this, perhaps take any notes that you may need to, so that way if I can have those for my report as well, and we can talk in the morning about that. He'll kind of he'll unlock something in his desk real quick, and he'll say, "Oh, did you have any of the ears from the orcs for the bounties?"
Well, they were pretty much. That was the weird part. After we killed them, they rose back up again. There were these spectral hands tearing chunks of their flesh off. And so we were unable to get their ears. But I can tell you that we killed at least 10 of them.
Well, interesting. So they rose back up as zombies?
Yes.
Interesting. That's unexpected. Well, I would be happy to pay you the agreed sum that we had, the 300. Wow.
Yeah, some of them were pulled completely back, like in the ground, because these spectral hands came out of the ground and were clawing at their flesh, and some of them were just taken all the way back down. Some of them didn't get taken all the way, but if you head out there, you'll be able to see some of them are still laying there. I don't know how the spectral hands work, but how it went down.
That is quite peculiar. You can go and make a deception check if you'd like.
Yep.
I should have been there to help.
He doesn't seem entirely convinced by your story. At least not the quantity of them. But he looks at the skin there and says, "Well, after we finish our report tomorrow, perhaps we can see about throwing in some additional bonus funds.
Okay.
For at least returning with the victim's fate and making sure that their families don't have to relive the horrible nature of their deaths. But he'll bring out a bag of 300 gold pieces and set them on the counter for you. Say, if you would mind stopping by tomorrow in the morning, that way we can finish our business and I can file this report as all the... This is peculiar. It's very unsettling.
It was for us also.
I believe you. I've seen my fair share of weird shit, so things from the Shadowfell and things of absolute nightmare, and I've seen undead before. Never something rising that quickly necessarily, unless there was something there to bring them back. But was there like a...
There was an altar. That was the only thing I saw that may. I'm not one of the religious, factor, but that's all I saw.
Well, very well. thank you for this. And said if you want to stop by tomorrow, we can finish our business, and I will have a difficult conversation to have.
Okay.
But I think I'll wait till tomorrow for that as well.
Probably a good idea.
I will wait until we finish and try to put something together to put the families at rest. Or at ease.
We will see you in the morning then.
Fantastic. Thank you again for performing this duty. I appreciate the assistance. Have a good night.
Same to you.
Thanks.
He will back to what he was doing, and a little bit heavier of a head. So
Back to the inn.
yep. And that's where we'll end tonight's session. Pick it up tomorrow. Pick it up with the next day and find out what you guys are going to be doing next. So thank everybody for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed tonight's sessions. We'll be back again 2 weeks from yesterday technically. And we didn't get to do this because there weren't any NPCs, Doug. So I couldn't necessarily have it happen.
Are they at the inn?
Yeah. There were 5 NPCs that wanted to talk to Rowan. Because it's kind of a special occasion, or at least it's over now. But we'll end tonight's session with a sing along to our wonderful bard Kevin for his birthday yesterday. So 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday
to
you. Happy
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
birthday,
dear
Rowan. Happy birthday to you.
It's so great to do that over a Discord.
Thanks, guys.
It's terrible.
I'm sure it'll sound great.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing. It's just gonna be this chorus of terribleness. The performance check. Oh, it was a 14. That was great, man. Good job, guys. Good job. Oh, Rith was not as good, and he was off.
Oh,
Woo!
Oh,
Yeah.
Lilith. Damn it. Lilith ruined it.
Yep. Yep.
But even though it's the next day, yesterday was indeed Kevin's birthday. So happy birthday, bud. Hope it was a good one and a great way to end the day, hopefully. Aside
yeah, the best way.
from the undead coming up. So, but anyhow, thank you everybody for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Peace out.
Bye.